Washington, from Doge checks to tax cuts, another busy 24 hours when it comes to the president's comments about policy and the economy, plus some new headlines on Ukraine. Let's get to Eamon Javers in D.C. with the latest. Morning, Eamon.
Yeah, good morning to you, Carl. Let's start with this AP headline on Ukraine that just crossed the wire. This is potentially worth keeping an eye on. The Associated Press reporting within just the past couple of minutes that a news conference between President Zelenskyy and Donald Trump's Ukraine envoy has been canceled in Kyiv, and that is at the U.S. request. Now, that cancellation of the news conference comes after a day in which President Trump sharply criticized President Volodymyr Zelenskyy of Ukraine, calling him a dictator and falsely suggesting that Ukraine was the country that started the war, when, of course, in fact, it was Russia's invasion of Ukraine which started the war. So that's something to keep an eye on in terms of the disintegrating relationship between the United States and Ukraine and what that means for European security and for Russian territorial advance. But let's go back to the comments that the president made yesterday, because President Trump said he's considering Elon Musk's idea to give 20% of any savings from his Doge effort back to the American people in a direct refund. He also suggested an additional 20% of that savings could be used to pay down U.S. debt. Now, on a per-person basis, that's not going to amount to an enormous amount of money in checks to individuals, but federal checks from Trump could make the program much more popular with voters, but even as it lessens the program's impact on the deficit. So we'll have to watch that one. And without providing any details, Trump also said that the Doge effort has found more than $55 billion in savings, that coming even though outside estimates suggest the number so far anyway is much lower. Trump said Doge's efforts will boost the economy.
We're ending trillions of dollars in waste, and it'll mean much lower inflation, lower interest rates, lower payments on mortgages, credit cards, car loans, and much higher stock markets. I think the stock market's going to be great.
And the president also touted his upcoming tax cut efforts, saying he wants to include 100% expensing for new factory construction in the United States. And he added lumber to the list of products that he expects to impose tariffs on relatively soon, although he didn't give a specific date for that. So a lot to watch here, Carl. Back over to you.
Eamon, we'll check back in with you this morning, I hope. Eamon Javers in D.C.